What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of F1 22, my team career mode. We're here for episode number 15 today for the Dutch Grand Prix in Season 1. If you guys did miss the previous episode, then at the Belgian Grand Prix, definitely be sure to go check that one out before you see this one. That was, well, quite an episode, I must say, as, spoiler, we got our first podium of the season and our career mode as well. And so hopefully there are many more podiums to follow after that. But coming then into the Dutch Grand Prix, then it's not a lot of time though between the Belgian and the Dutch Grand Prix, so doing a bit of training then to help our teammate Theo Pocher. And looking through a bit of the upgrades here, we have no upgrades, I don't think, coming in time for this Grand Prix. We do have another aerodynamic upgrade coming in for the next episode though, so hopefully that'll come on as well. Anyways, looking through the options here, I want to do a powertrain upgrade, but unfortunately, as you can clearly see there, you can only do one upgrade at a time at the moment with the powertrain, so I really want to get that that ERS upgrade on. If we can get that on in time, that'd be great, because, well, we're not very good at managing ERS, are we, in this career mode series. Anyways, and looking through potentially what we could possibly upgrade here, looking through all the facilities, I am thinking about powertrain, like I said earlier, because if we can manage to do 2 upgrades at once, it'd be great, because then we could focus on fuel efficiency and ERS and engine power and fuel efficiency, stuff like that. So we won't be so bottlenecked. And we do have the money as well. Not a heck of a lot of money to spend, but hey, it can, you know, make a big difference here. We are looking through the personnel up as well. Try to compare the two and see which ones are more affordable and which ones really make the most sense for us. And, well, in the end, I think we are going to purchase this powertrain upgrade. I'm not 100% sure, though. Looking through one more time to see what we could upgrade, then, for this car. Nothing really a lot here. We're going to go actually upgrade the personnel there real quick. That will help Theo Pocher there. So we're going to hold off the,
some assistance to reach a resolution here.
we're going to go hold off the powertrain for another day. Anyways, is Theo Pocher going to go to the gym, or do we decline? Decline for 7+ awareness, or gym for 7+ focus. And honestly,
you handled that
let's
well.
go into the gym.
Thank you.
With the higher focus, I think we'll do a lot better with Theo Pocher. Getting through the training well, and now it's time to go to the race weekend. We did the Pirelli hot lap, got our claim and stuff like that. But now it's time to go do the practice program itself. Getting on to quick practice and seeing how we're doing here. So far, so good with these practice programs. Green, green, green. Can we get another green here, please? Yes, we can. And then can we get one more green to finish this off? 70% success. Oh my goodness. 70% success. No. How about 25% success? Okay. Yeah. I was not expecting that. But hey, I'm not complaining. Anyways then, moving on to then FP2 then. Seeing how we are moving along then with this. Getting through these pretty relatively quickly. And looking to try and get these done as quickly as you can, although that fuel efficiency not really helping matters though, is it? Now it does go green. We have to get through this durability one before we can get to the chassis one. Luckily that one manages to get through. And what about this chassis one? Can we do this one? Yes, we can. Do have some time though for one more quick one. Don't know how long this is going to take. 8 minutes? Well, perfect. We have enough time then. And now onto the third practice. Let's see how we can get on with this. Can we get on with this as quickly as we can? The ERS gets on there. Can we get these resource points? Yes, we can. Can we get this durability upgrade as well? Yes, we can. And one more for the liking. Fuel efficiency. And yes, we did it. We got all of the 15 things we needed. Theo Pocher, well, I mean, not a heck of a lot he can do there, but we now have 3,430 resource points then. And we get some good amounts of, well, R&D boosters as well. But anyways, that's enough of this. It's time to get on to qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix. Let's hope our car has some decent pace around here. It's apparently supposed to be raining though for Sunday's race. So we're going to have to do a bit of a compromise here. Let's hope we can have a good race and a good qualifying as well. Alright, and here we are then. Time for qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix. Loading up a quick setup here just to see how our car is going to do around this. And just making sure we have the final few tweaks then before we get on the track there, minimizing the amount of fuel used. We got 4 sets of soft tires to use then for this current qualifying session, so hopefully we can have some decent pace then around this track. Gonna be dry for qualifying, but like I said, there's gonna be some rain then for the race, so that's gonna be a bit interesting to see how we get a move on with it. Anyways then, for our first qualifying lap, and well, it started great because we went really wide, and we're gonna encounter some traffic on our first lap here. Of course, Zandvoort is still a great circuit to drive. I like the circuit a lot, and very fast flowing. And well, the problem thing is you need to get a decent rhythm around here before, well, you know, lose the back end of this car here. Demand a lot from the car itself, and you're simply gonna need to drive it well. If you don't drive the car well, then well, you're just not gonna be in qualifying position. I sound like Will Buxton, don't I? I just stated the obvious. Anyways, then, as we make our way through the left hand here and onto the back straight, the DRS spot open. I think that's our teammate just ahead of us here as we now make our way into the chicane then for the first time of this qualifying session here. We could probably take a bit more of that curve, but I just don't want to get any floor damage here. And luckily making our way up the gears here. No floor damage so far. This corner, bit deceiving there as we get a bit of a snap of overs here. You don't want to accelerate on that curve because that curve is going to catch you out there. Anyways, the DRS wide open as we make our way across the line right now. It's going to put us P3 at the moment, 7/10 then off of Ricardo. But we do get ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Unfortunately, we have a bit of underbody damage there. It must have gone over the curves there pretty too aggressively. I'm at 13th at the moment, so we are in danger as well. You can see Russell there in 16th, so he's going to be bound to improve then. So we are definitely going to have to go out then for another time here. Conclude so he can catch us on our second lap here. Gasly not doing the greatest, like getting in the way here. We got 2 minutes left in this session to try and make something work out here. Nearly hitting him as we get a big snag of oversteer. Then 3/10 down on our Delta at the moment here. And so far, it's not looking good as we make our way through the right hand. We're getting a much better line though through there. Getting a lot of time. Only now at 10th down as now make our way into the double right-hander here. Down to 3rd gear, clip that apex here. We get a decent run out of there. Now it's showing green on the Delta here, but we're just losing way too much time as we get a big snap of oversteer there. And well, that's kind of our qualifying ruin, isn't it then? But I think we do have enough fuel to go then for another lap. You can see us backing out here just a little bit here. We're not gonna have a full charge of ERS for this next lap though, but you can see we can try to make this next lap count here. We're going to go green here. We're going to wait for Schumacher though to go just in case. It's going to compromise our exit a little bit here. We do get a big snap of oversteer, but we will get his slipstream as we now make our way down the main straight here to start, well, technically our 3rd qualifying lap of this qualifying session here. Down to 3rd gear, clip that apex here, roll the car through as best as we can here, and now make our way to turns 2 and 3. Don't clip those curves. And now into the left hand here, take a nice high line here, try to keep the momentum as high as possible here. But the time currently we're posting right now, not really reflecting that, is it? As we make our way into the right hander here, down to 6th gear, then clip that apex here. So again, getting a good amount of time through that specific section. But it's these sections where we're starting to lose time as the front left is starting to cry out and pay that. We had a flash of green there for half a second, but I mean, right now, it's just not really coming to play. We go way too deep there into that left-hander. And, yeah, that's kind of a qualifying shambles at the moment right now. But if we can make up something in the final section to try and even gain maybe 1,000, who knows. Get a better run through there. Whichever puts in the lap that's going to put him in P10. We're down in P12 at the moment here. As, oh my goodness, it's just all chaos. As we spin it on the curve, really spin it on the curve there. Down in P12. Yeah, we're not making it into Q2. No way with this lap. Down to 13th here, across the line. And where is this going to put us for tomorrow's grid? Did not see the position. Well, now we see it. And yeah, it's P20. Not a good qualifying year. We messed up our 2nd and 3rd runs there. And yeah, that was just not good here. But Sainz tops at the session for now. Pocher not too far ahead. And actually, we weren't that far ahead from the top and into Q2. But we got all to do for tomorrow's race. With a bit of rain, can we take advantage of it?
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and to the Zandvoort circuit, 25 miles away from Amsterdam, for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. Zandvoort circuit then, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6 mile lap. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Perez, Max Verstappen, and Norris, Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher, Gasly, and Esteban Ocon, Bottas, Magnussen, Sebastian Vettel, and Tsunoda, Teo Porcher, Fernando Alonso, Gallagher, and Lance Stroll, Albon, Latifi, Joe, and Carlos Sainz will start from the back of the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. With me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Why don't we discuss Red Bull? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Alrighty then, it is time then for the Dutch Grand Prix, and you can see a mix of soft and medium compounded tires. In theory, it's supposed to be a one-stop from mediums to the hard compounded tires there. According to the weather forecast though, it does not seem like the soft tires could probably make them until that rain period there. It will take a lot of tire saving, but who knows, with the inaccurate weather forecast, you know, that rain could be here right now, that rain could never come. But if we can start on the medium tires, it's a bit more flexibility though, so that just in case, you know, it does come a bit later, we do have that flexibility, a bit of extra tire life in, you know, well, the tires, of course. But then anyways, let's get a move on. It's time, 5 red lights for Dutch Grand Prix, lights out, and we are green, green, green. Here in Zandvoort, it's an okay start against Lance Stroll, who is on the soft compounded tire, so that's fine. As we make our way into the right hand here, going a long way around Fernando Alonso. He's also on the soft compounded tires as well. Trying to get a good run on him. It's a bit tight then into the right hand. We're going to go sailing around the outside of him, as well as our Road to Glory teammate, Sebastian Vettel, though, but he does get the better run, though, with those tires. And, yeah, so far, going up to P15, not a terrible start, but not the greatest start we wanted, though. It is overcast, though, so the rain is definitely coming soon. But once these medium tires get up to temperature and up to speed, we should be flying through the pack at the moment. As you can clearly see, there's a train starting to form behind Lewis Hamilton. I wonder if he has a bit of damage. You can clearly see all these people have a mix of soft and medium compounded tires. So some drivers think they can make it to the rain period with the softs. Others think the mediums are the better tire. Promotes these signs is on the move on the inside of not 1 but 2 cars there. Can he try to get past Joel Gaudieu, who is in the Alfa Romeo? Sainz in the Ferrari here. Has he got the better drive? It looks like he does. Into the right-hander we go. They're both on the soft tires there. And Sainz just managed to make his way through. And yes, this is the yellow Ferrari. The one with that yellow, when they had that yellow racing livery. Oh my goodness, I can't see. The one where they had the yellow at Italy. So, yep, you can clearly tell that this was recorded a long time ago. Lap 2 then of this Grand Prix. We've got Magnussen and Porcher just ahead of us. We do have to get past Magnussen, because remember, we are in the fight, technically, with Haas, in the fight then for 7th in the championship, and we are ahead of Williams, Aston Martin, and AlphaTauri at the moment here. So if we can get past Magnussen, that'd be great. But you can clearly see it's getting darker and darker here, and the rain is just, well, it's imminent at the moment here as we make our way onto the back straight. All the closer to make a move on Magnussen. We're going to send it down the inside. Oh, it's a late move, a bit of contact made. But Magnussen, very respectful, gives us the space.
Tyre condition still looking good.
And luckily no damage for us as we make our way up into P13. Then Porcher is just next to them. And we are, well, surrounded by soft tire riders. Ocon in the lane. He's also on the soft tires as well. As we make our way onto lap 3 then of this Grand Prix.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Had to pause there just to let Mark finish his sentence. Don't want to interrupt him, even though we all know what DRS does. But anyways, we are focusing on Poitier, trying to get close to him as quickly as we can. Then as we now make our way onto lap 2. This is a little bit later than in the lap. We can follow back this in as we make our way into the right-hander. There's a big spin there, and with all chaos in the back as Madison and Vettel went straight into the safety car has now been called out.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
I don't know how the heck we had no damage. If you saw that replay, Magnussen went straight into us at full speed there. Somehow, we have no damage on the car there. But, yeah, pretty nasty spin there. And, well, as you can clearly see, the safety car is that probably took out at least 4 to 5 runners there as we now make our way back up to Théo Poitier and wait for the others to rejoin them. And this will be a good time to check out the running order at the moment. Right now, it is Charles Leclerc that leads away from George Russell. Then you've got Verstappen, Perez, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Schumacher, Norris, Gasly, Bottas, Ocon, Poitier, us. Then you got Tsunoda, who's trying to drag this train up towards the safety car here with Alonso in 15, Stroll in 16, Albon 17, Sainz 18th, and Joe in 19th as they now make their way right behind us and now join the queue. But yeah, that was a little weird there. We had a moment on the curve there. I thought I could counter it, but the car just snapped way too quickly, and unfortunately Magnussen, well, I mean, he was right there, and
we're expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
oh boy. Anyways, I'll come back to that in a second. But anyways, I felt bad for him. He had no time to react there. I did not see him coming. He just went full on straight into the back of us there. But let's go to Mark's message there. He said the rain is coming in a few minutes. Based on the weather forecast that we saw earlier, I thought this rain was supposed to come around midway through the race. So that would be around lap 17, maybe lap 15, because the fourth icon was rain. So probably around, let's say, lap 15 or something like that. It's coming probably at lap 7 right now. He said expect the first few drops in a couple of minutes. If I knew that beforehand, then I would have started on the soft tires. So that means everyone who started on the soft tires has pretty much had a huge advantage to the start of this race, because now they know that the rain is coming soon, and the soft tires, they aren't going to wear out they're not going to wear out too much to the point where the mediums start to become faster than the softs. In fact, the mediums are probably still slower because the softs still have a lot of life in them as we now wait for Joe and Sainz to catch up to the order then as we watch these guys make their way through the final corner, then making their way through. Very nice camera angle, and they make their way onto the main straight. But yeah, this rain's going to come soon, and it might be heavy wets towards the middle of that rain period. So probably around lap 24, lap 25 is when we're going to see that rain start to hit a little bit harder, as the safety car is going to be ending then on lap number 6. So we're going to be resuming to racing speed once again. Leclerc is going to lead the way then from Russell, Verstappen, Perez, Ricciardo, and then the rest of us stay. And we're going to make our way into the safety car queue. Nothing bad at the moment. The tires look okay. The soft tires, I mean, not great.
Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature. And remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
As we said, the soft tires, then, if we had them on the car, it probably wouldn't have been great then. And as we're getting ready for the restart, then it is go, go, go time. Having to get off the throttle a little bit there.
Been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Come on.
As Poitier was right there, then we go so up the inside of our teammate. We had to let off because, again, it was still under the yellow flag here. We had not crossed the timing line just yet, but we did manage to get up them into B12. Ocon and Bottas scrapping their way up in the front there. We try to make it around the outside. A bit of contact there between Ocon and Bottas. Don't manage to get the run we need at the moment. You can see the rain is coming there very shortly, and yeah, the track is getting very cool out here. Not really that great because the tires, they got to get the temperature as quickly as we can. We got to make the most of these medium tires before we get onto the inches or potentially even the wets here. As we make our way into the right-hander here, following Bottas and Ocon, who is just up there now into the left-hander here. Again, the medium tires just really not working for us. This Porsche is all over the back of us. As now we do get a change for intermediate tires as the rain is coming down a little bit harder now. You can see on the halo that it is starting to come down, and I think it is time then for the medium tires and change them into the inter tires here. You can see there's more droplets on the screen here, and yeah, it is getting a bit slick out here at the moment. We're going to follow all these guys into the pit lane. I think everyone's going to be pretty much staying out, except a couple of the others who don't want to double stack them. Let's hope we can capitalize on some people who have already double stacked. You can clearly see all the traffic that has just ensued in the pit lane at the moment. Let's hope we can have a good stop here. Medium tires off, inter tires on green. Please get off.
There seems to have been a problem attaching the left front wheel. We need to try and put that behind us though and finish this race strong.
Oh my,
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
I don't even want to talk. That was the worst time ever to have that. We just lost so many positions because of that. We had one at Spa, but we managed to get back up the order because it was dry and we had the pace.
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
But this, we had the chance to get some really, really good positions here and put us on kind of a couple other runners. And instead, here we are having to deal in P16 at the moment. We are fending off Carlos Sainz at the moment here. And, well, I mean, he's just rapid quick on these inters. Well, yeah, not a huge fan of the wet, am I, you know? I'm not very good in the wet here, but that Ferrari engine's pretty powerful compared to our Honda. Is it going to make his way up the inside? No, he does not. He thinks better of it. And, he stays behind us for the moment then. But our car, I did set it up for the dry mainly because I thought, again, the rain period would last a bit longer. But apparently not then, as now the others make their way into the pit lane. Norris, Sonoda, and our teammate is also making their way into the pit lane. Well, there he is. Soft tires off, medium tires on, having to wait. And there's another issue then. So our team, I don't know what has gone on here. I don't know why all of a sudden we have had all these issues. As you can see, us trying to battle our way. Can we get ahead? No, we're behind Lando Norris there. Although not by much because, remember, we own the inter tires for just a little bit longer then. And hopefully we can get our head down and get back in this race. Lap 11 then of this Grand Prix. And Bottas has gone while he has just pretty much let Sergio Perez through. Ricardo is right behind in this mess, but they're still going to go side by side. Perez just gets ahead of him at the moment. You can see behind there, it's just all chaos as we try to fend off there Carlos Sainz. And Fernando Alonso is going to try to get involved. And this is what you can see us taking the high line through there and actually getting a decent run out of that corner for once here in the inter conditions, I should say. But the straight line speed of the AI is just absolutely nuts here as they make their way into this long right-hander here. You can see how much he's just gaining, not only on the straights but in the corners. That Ferrari is just so much faster compared to us all around, you know, the circuit itself. And you can see he's just struggling to keep the car on the track here at the moment then. And, well, Sainz, he's probably getting really frustrated then under that visor. And now as we make our way onto the back straight, then Sainz, he's going to have a look then on the inside. He's going to make it tough for him to, into the right-hander we go on the inside. There's a bit of contact there. And, well, there's a lot of debris on the track. And I think the VSC is going to be put on as the VSC safety car. It's the full safety car here. Well, Sainz has got no more front wing there. And I think I'll have to put my hands up here. That was a bit of a silly mistake from us to close the door on him that quickly. I didn't expect him to make that dive on. I knew he was beside us, but I thought he would back out of it. But yeah, unfortunately, we made contact there, and he's into the pit lane. I don't think Sainz will be very happy with that, and we'll have a bit of a talk afterwards here, trying to discuss what happened out there. So that gives us a bit of a breathing room, though. We are in P14 at the moment as we join the safety car queue. And yeah, we do have a chance to get back to positions. But let's go through the order real quick. And immediately I am shocked. Verstappen leads. Schumacher, Mick Schumacher in the Haas is in second. Russell's in third, Leclerc's fourth, Ocon's fifth, Gasly's sixth, Stroll 7th, Perez 8th, Bottas 9th, Ricardo's in 10th, Hamilton's in 11th, Albon 12th, Norris 13th. There's us, Alonso, Joe, Tsunoda, Pocher, and Sainz all behind us. Schumacher in second. That means Haas currently have 18 points taken away. If the race were to end right now, Haas would be getting away with 18 points. And we would come home with absolutely nothing. That is not good. That Haas looks quick. The great thing though is that, well, Magnussen, he's already retired. So if Schumacher falls out of the points, then it's pretty much game over. Because then we have a chance to get back up to the top then. But we're down in 14th for chair. Not really doing a lot of help there in 18th. And I know our car is not that great. I get it. But for chair, come on. You gotta get your head in the game here. You gotta get some points for us then.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there's no overtaking until the timing line. Safety car in this lap.
Alright, thank you Mark for that message. Let's get ready back to racing speed then as we make our way onto the race right here. So we make a good run. We actually have a decent run there. Actually a great run there on Lando Norris. They're somehow not getting a warning for that. We go down the inside, not him, but also Albon and Hamilton up into P11 of this Grand Prix. A huge stuff.
Okay with this weather. We're watching the amount of standing water on the road, and for now we think it's safe to stay with the Inter.
Well, no, not at the moment right now, as we really lost the back end. We saw that as we make our way past Ricardo there on lap 16, but on lap 17 onto 18.
The car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Okay,
yeah, I know.
Teammate by 3.6 seconds.
But you can see they actually made a great run there on that restart there. I'm sorry there wasn't a lot of footage from that, but hey, that was incredible stuff there. As we just somehow got a great launch off that line compared to Norris, Albon, and Hamilton. They must have concentrated up behind us, and yeah, they did have the greatest launch. Anyways, you might have seen Perez got past Stroll here, and now ideally you want to get past Stroll as well and hope he can hold back these other guys, because Stroll in the Aston Martin, that Aston Martin is not a good car. We are much better. As you can see him just sliding around.
Looks like it's going to be getting much lighter over the next 10 to 15 minutes. There should be more grip, but don't expect a dry track yet. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
Alright, well, that's the case at the moment here, and the weather seems okay. It's not great, but I do feel myself sort of getting into a rhythm. I mean, again, it's not great. I much prefer a dry race over a wet race, but the car's feeling okay. We are managing to hold behind Ricardo and Hamilton at the moment here, trying to catch Stroll, but Stroll actually has a decent pace in the wet then, so let's hope we can get a move on here as quickly as we can. Lap 22, there's a bit of the yellow flag behind us here. You can see Albon has actually got past Ricardo there. We're up into P9, and that is because, oh my goodness, Perez is retiring from this race here. We had another retiree earlier than I think it was, I forget who it was here.
Some information on Perez. They're retiring from the race.
The Perez is now out of the Grand Prix. Then Albon tries to set it up the inside. A bit of contact there as we make our way onto this next section of the track, and that's us into P8 then. It was with the entire Albon up the inside. There's another, oh Albon, what have you done? Albon!
Lots of loose debris on the track. The safety car is being deployed.
Oh my goodness. What just happened? Albon, okay, so Albon, here's what happened. Albon tried to set it up the inside of us. Again, like that issue with Sainz, I thought that he would back out of it, but I think he was running too far alongside to the point where it wouldn't work. So yeah, not great. Anyways though, this is lap 22 or 23, and you can see that me, Hamilton, and Russell have pitted, and I actually have joined them into the pits for a set of wet tires. Now you might be thinking, why did I do that? Well, I actually did start to notice that the rain was starting to get slightly heavier. I know Mark said the rain was starting to lighten up, but actually it felt a lot heavier. The track felt way too slick at the moment here. So I went onto the wet tires. I'm not making the same mistake like at France where, you know, I went on the Inters in full wet conditions, and yeah, that kind of sucked it in it. But lap 27, the safety car's going to be coming in then. we have a fresh set of wet tires. The rest of the field is on, well, older, worn, intermediate tires. So even if the wet tires are not really the preferred tire at the moment, we have such fresher tires that it really won't actually make a huge amount of difference.
Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
As we get ready to go green once again, and again, if you look at the tower real quick, Schumacher, somehow he's still in second. I don't know how the heck he's still in second then, but we got to get a move on here ASAP here as we go green once again here, and we're going to hope we can get a decent launch then off the line as we make our way onto the mid-straight. We're a bit farther behind compared to those guys. We're still going to send it up the inside of not just Albon, but also Ocon as well, because then the sheer grit of these fresh wet tires.
It could be time to come in for a fresh set of boots. We're seeing a lot less spray at this point, and the opinion here on the pit wall is that we'll probably be okay on the intermediates.
Yeah, I get that, but look at the just pure grip we have around the outside as we make a bit of contact there with the local tire wall to tire wall. But up to P11 at the moment, so far it's not looking that bad. I actually don't mind this as well. Our thing is stuck with the vehicle condition here. I'd like to see, please. Please, if you could please get out of the way. I can't see the track without it. Oh my god.
Okay, you're doing well out there. Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
Okay, there we go. Anyways.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Alright, that's all I wanted to ask. I just wanted to ask if there's any wing damage or floor damage. But we are good for now. And you can again, you can see the pure speed we have on these wet tires here. Again, it's just fresh and it's just beautiful. I love it when they have fresh tires and everyone else is on warm tires. You can see the pure grip difference.
More. It's time to utilize some of this energy. Come on.
And you can clearly see this as you come into the right-handed here. Look at the grip we have. You're absolutely just making Alonso look really bad. Alonso's pulling into because he's probably going to go onto another set of wet tires as well. Joe Guan Yu tries to get on our inside there, and again, look at Schumacher. He's absolutely holding up this entire terrain here, and I'm hoping someone can get past it because if Haas get 18 points this race, and we only get like 1 or 2, we're in big trouble, guys. That's not good. We need to get a move on here. Anyways, then Bottas, he's on the wet tires as well. So some people think that the wet tires are probably the better option here, which is actually really interesting because right now at the moment, I would say they have pretty similar pace, but I figure once these wet tires start to overheat just a little bit, then that's when the engines are starting to get faster. So we're gonna have to use these to our full advantage right now, try and get past as many guys as we can, and then park the bus in the final few laps then as the tires start to wear out there. But you can see we're gaining then on Carlos Sainz as we make our way down this straight then, and we're gonna resume going all the way then to lap 36 of the Grand Prix. How made it up to P9 there as Zhou Guanyu and Carlos Sainz were battling as we tried to make our way through them. Unfortunately, no recording of that, but Zhou Guanyu and Carlos Sainz are all over the back of us, and now the wet tires are starting to feel quite rubbish here as we make our way onto the back straight. There's a bit of contact behind there. Zhou Guanyu tried to squeeze it up the inside there. It was tire wall to tire wall. Luckily, he just managed to back out in time. It wasn't another Albon us collision then, like on lap 23 then. You can see Bottas, he's just pulling away at this point. The Inters are clearly the faster tires here. There's a lot less spray. But we have half a lap to go here, and I'm hoping we can hold it down. There's just a couple corners to go as we make our way onto the back straight. I'm going to yeet the ERS here down this long straight. Max Verstappen wins the Dutch, oh my gosh, the Dutch Grand Prix. The Dutch fans go absolutely wild here as the Flying Dutchman takes another victory here and closes the gap down to Charles Leclerc in the championship. For us though, as we come through the final corner then for one last time here, it is going to be P9 and it's going to be P10 as Joe almost tries to get us. We're going to go racing to the line here. Is that P9 or is that P10? It's going to be P9 just about there as he went all the way to the line. Somehow we managed to stay ahead. That's 2 points for us. I will gladly take that.
Many doubted whether they could pull off the win here in Zandvoort, but they've done so in spectacular style. Buckley Pinkham. How do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout, combined with the track temperatures we saw today, suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They've performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone of the team.
So congratulations to Max Verstappen for winning the Dutch Grand Prix, but look who's beside him. Congrats to Mick Schumacher for P2 in the Dutch Grand Prix. That Haas somehow managed to keep it on the track there. And that is a huge result for Haas there. 18 points compared to R2. That means Haas opened up 16 more points to us. So just as I thought that we could get back at Haas, they immediately respond back.
Let's see.
And it is going to be a tight fight then to the rest
Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings.
Season. Porcher though finishes in P12 though after all that chaos. Nearly another points finish for him, so
Carlos Sainz
good
would be my
effort from him. But anyways, that's enough for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this episode, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Then I will see you guys in the next episode for the Italian Grand Prix, which should be an awesome race. I'll see you guys soon.